It's your girl, That Witch Danny. What's up? What's going on? Hope everybody's having a good weekend. So I said that I would post kind of more info about Saturn retrograde and what that means and what that looks like and what to expect and all the things. So I will. It's complicated, okay? Because Saturn retrograde is going to affect every zodiac sign and even like house placement a little bit differently. So we'll go back to the beginning a bit because I did kind of just throw it out there and not really give you guys like a whole bunch of, sort of like relevant info that will make all of this make a whole lot more sense. Okay, so we're just going to kind of rewind. So the houses will like have a big effect on this. Saturn is in Pisces right now. It's been in Pisces for quite a while, and it's going to be in Pisces for quite a while until 2025. And that's relevant. You know, Pisces is a water sign, so obviously has a lot to do with like emotions and processing of emotions, but it's also a very intuitive sign. So being, retrograde in a sign like that, it's going to force us to look at the area of our lives that we may have been avoiding because it's emotional for us. Maybe that's like, maybe you have a feeling of like a lack of success in relationships or in business, career, stuff like that. Whatever it is for you, like it's going to kind of highlight that area for you. So when planets, March 7th, 2023. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Saturn's been in Pisces since March 7th of 2023. It will be there until May 24th, 2025, okay? And like scaling back yet again, Saturn is a planet of timing and karma, okay? So karmic timing in a way, you could even say, right? I wrote myself all of these notes. I'm just trying to find like where they start. Okay. So Saturn being a sort of timing and karmic planet in and of itself, right? Obviously, it's going to have a lot to do with kind of forcing us into sort of a maturation period, right? Like Saturn transits, they mark these cycles. And when Saturn goes retrograde, it's basically an invitation for us to spend more time on introspection and reflect on how life is like asking us to mature or grow in some area. Okay, that's what we mean by like maturation. It's meant to inspire you. It's meant to make you look at something that needs restructuring and more focus and redefine your lives, your boundaries, your priorities, commitments, responsibilities, all of those things. Like Saturn's kind of a serious planet, So when it's retrograde, especially in Pisces, you have this opportunity to question your like existence here, right? So your existence spiritually, are you doing everything you can like to sort of grow spiritually? And like, are you questioning your spiritual beliefs enough to ask questions? And your relationship with your spiritual practices, like review that, re-examine that. Like, what does that look like for you? Are you neglecting it? Is there more that you could be doing that could help you sort of mature your, spiritual path, if that's something you want to do? Look at things like your existing approach to manifestation, and making your dreams and your visions a reality, right? So when a planet goes retrograde, it's not actually spinning backwards. It's an illusion. It's the appearance of it spinning backwards that causes a retrograde period to happen. For whatever reason, that illusion actually has an energetic effect on those of us here on Earth. I felt it today hardcore. I don't know if I'm the only one struggling, but this week in general has been really rough. This weekend has been really rough. Today was really rough. It's very raw emotions that I'm feeling, which is not normal for me unless something like this is going on. But it's a chance to pause. It's like a standstill. It's not that we're going backwards. We're basically pausing. And then the first day, particularly of Saturn retrograde, is always the strongest. So it makes sense if today was like a little like, what the fuck? Okay. And I know I heard a lot of you saying that. Plus, we're in Cancer season, also a water sign, right? There's a lot of emotional shit going on right now. So from our perspective on Earth, these planets appear to be, going backwards, even if they aren't actually. They appear to be, right? It's an optical illusion. It can be compared to watching a train that isn't moving, right? Like you feel like it's moving because you are, or whatever the case may be. If we're on a forward moving train, the train that's not moving appears to move backwards. You guys know what that looks like, right? This is what happens when planets go retrograde. It's that same illusion, right? From a symbolic perspective, retrogrades are invitations to pause, to slow down, just like I said before, and observe what's going on in our lives, right? Rather than just like continuing to take actions and following through with like, these plans that maybe aren't getting us like the best possible outcomes, right? Or we're not reaching our goals. Like there's never seems to ever be the end in sight. Like where's the ending, right? We're always going towards it, but there's no payoff. There's no end in sight. So you have to pause and consider from a new perspective, because we have a new perspective right now on Saturn. We're perceiving it to be in, backwards spin, but it isn't. So from this new perspective, what can we review? What can we reflect on? What can we reconsider, right? And reassess to refine our relationship with whatever it is the themes are of this planet involved. Okay. So Saturn being the one that will tell us to look at life and maturing and growing in life. It's meant to inspire you to really clear up your boundaries, your priorities, your commitments, all of those things, and commit to them further and find a way, or make sure that you have found a way to make them as productive for you as possible. Okay. The overall journey through Pisces that Saturn is on right now, not just this retrograde period, but the one that's going to be, March 7th, 2023 to May 24th, 2025. Overall, it's offering us the opportunity to connect with a sense of structure when times are very uncertain, right? So how to feel stable in times of uncertainty. Especially now in retrograde pattern, you're going to need that stability even more, right? So you need to gain awareness of what needs to be dissolved in your life or let go of in order to build something more meaningful, more stable, more likely to give you that forward action on your path, right? And not just keep you stagnant in the same space all of the time. So, sorry, I have lots of notes here I took for you guys. All right. So like I was saying, overall, Saturn and Saturn's transits bring karmic lessons. They teach you about authority, responsibility, and commitment. It represents kind of the laws of like 3D reality and the limitations as well. But it, particularly in retrograde motion, but even not in retrograde motion, will highlight the areas of your life where you need to get stronger, you need to face a fear, or you need to like reassess some things, right? You need to like develop discipline, okay? It's going to challenge you where you don't have that discipline, wherever that might be in your life, all right? It's the Lord of time and karma. I mean, that's literally what the planet of Saturn is. It's the timekeeper of the zodiac, essentially. And it wants you to grow up. It wants you to be responsible for yourself and for your choices, for your actions, how you invest your time. How do you invest your energy? What do you spend it on? Do you spend it on Facebook? Do you spend it watching TV? Where do you invest your time and your energy? Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, okay? The zodiac starts with Aries, it ends with Pisces. So it contains the totality of the 11 previous archetypes of the zodiac, right? It's this place that we come from and the place that we're going to come back to always. It's the beginning and the ending in a way, all right? Beyond space, beyond time, beyond limitations, right? Beyond rationality, all of the things. So planets, when they're in Pisces, are floating through a formless, timeless realm, a place where nothing is linear, nothing's solid, a place where everything is always kind of slowly dissolving and then like transmuting and regrowing and, maturing, right? So we need to find a way, how am I going to say this, to integrate the good energies, but also have the strength and the courage and the balls to look at what it's highlighting for us, what our weaknesses presently are, so that we can dedicate our time from now till November 15th to maturing and growing in those areas. And if you do, I know Jupiter's always looked at as like the planet of good luck and good fortune, and it gets all the good vibes, right? But Saturn is the one that will give you the far bigger reward if you do the work and you can actually make this happen. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't answer me. This is a recorded video. I'm hoping you know what I mean. I'm assuming you do. Maybe I shouldn't assume. Hold on, I'm getting a download. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I just very clearly got a message. During this Saturn retrograde, now it's going to affect all of the signs, okay? All of them. The signs that are ruled by Saturn are going to have, obviously, a bit more of a, my notebook. It's obviously going to have a bit more of an effect on those signs. So Saturn rules Capricorn, which is my moon, but if it's your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, whatever, it's going to have a pretty strong effect on you. But traditionally, it also governs Aquarius. So if you have any placements there, it's going to have a little bit of a stronger effect on you as well. It will, I want to hear it the way I heard it before, exactly the way I heard it from Spirit. Hold on. It's an invitation for you to get real with yourselves, ourselves, about our blind spots, about dysfunctional behaviors and finding the root causes. It's kind of like what we do in shadow work, where we always like find the thread, but we want to find the end of that thread, the very beginning. And make a commitment to breaking the patterns that kept us stuck in a victim mindset. All right. So if you are one, and you may not even know, but if you do, one who is prone to a victim mindset, or you always find yourself actually a victim, you really need to transmute that at this time. This is your opportunity to change that. If you feel like it always happens to me, me, poor me, like bad stuff always happens to me. And I don't mean poor me in a nasty way. Please don't think I do. I don't. But if that's how you feel, like the universe is always kind of screwing you, or life is always kind of like tough and screwing you, you need to look at why that is, because you're stuck in a repeated pattern for a reason. And we can heal that. We can grow through that. We can transmute that, okay? So remember the value of commitment as an expression of your devotion to something, right? And challenge whether you're in service to something greater, to yourselves, or rather, are you just serving your own ego, okay? Your own personal interests, right? And I mean, listen, ego death is hard. It's awful. That's doctrine of the soul shit. It ain't easy. But making necessary sacrifices in order to create a more meaningful or truthful life here, Saturn will bring you the biggest karmic rewards of any. Much bigger than lucky, good fortune Jupiter. If you can handle doing this work, you will have a massive reward to reap for it. So letting go of victim mentality, finding that original root, right? Don't spiritually bypass, right? You can't spiritually bypass, shadows. Like that's a shadow archetype of Pisces in and of itself. We're not going to do that here, right? You're going to choose to really evaluate yourself in a different way, in a bigger way, and be really raw and honest with yourself. It's okay. We're not perfect. We're here to learn. That's all it is, right? But you just want to aspire to deepen these topics, right? Whatever they are, your connection to spirit, your reason for a victim mentality, your reason for failed relationships, and or maybe ego-based, thinking and living, which again is normal for humans. It's normal. We just have to do the work to sort of break it, right? Okay. Now Saturn is going to go trine to Venus, which is going to be very relationshipy. Okay, Venus is the, planet of love. So kind of basically what I'm saying is just kind of prepare for that. Oh shit. This is another note I made I want to talk to you guys about. But also Neptune is about to retrograde. When does Neptune retrograde? I know I wrote it down. Where did I write it? I know I did. It's soon. Here we go. Okay, so Neptune's going to retrograde July 2nd. That's Tuesday. We're going to have Saturn and Neptune both retrograding, okay? And Neptune retrograde represents like clarity, truth, insight, reflection. So it's coming back around to give you even more insight and clarity into what you need to work on during the Saturn retrograde. All right, on July 2nd, Mercury is also going to enter Leo. Mercury and Leo are a decent pair. That's a good, transition. It's going to be very expressive. It's going to be very bold. It'll be very passionate. July 2nd, the sun will also square the lunar nodes, which aligns you with your destiny, your purpose, right? But also your challenges so that you can grow through them. Again, also on July 2nd, Venus is going to trine Saturn, which is commitment, stability, maturity, growth. All of these things are happening to basically give you this gift, right, of making the most of this Saturn retrograde. We have the new moon in Cancer on July 5th, which is going to be very nurturing, emotional, self-care, things like that. New beginnings always. July 6th, we have Venus squaring Chiron. Chiron is the great healer, right? Or the wounded healer. So it's all about healing. It's about healing relationships and wounds from relationships. It's about growing spiritually. And then we have 7/7, my cousin Jesse's birthday. Shout out to my cousin Jess. The 7/7 portal is all about luck, right? You guys have heard like lucky sevens, of course, right? It's the 7/7 portal is luck, it's opportunity, it's abundance, it's prosperity, right? It's a good, great, portal. And then on the 11th, Venus is going to enter Leo, which will offer a lot of love, a lot of affection, a lot of generosity in relationships. Venus in Leo is a cool vibe. Leos are very passionate. They're very loyal. They're very, big about their love. Their love is everything to them, right? Leos love, and they're very, very loyal. On the 11th, 7/11, the sun is going to trine Saturn, which is stability. It's planning. That's discipline. That's the longevity. That's like what you want to be building right now. Something stable, right? On the 12th, Venus is going to oppose Pluto, which will be very intense and very transformational. And you might have a lot of truth and revelation that comes from that. Keep your eye on 7/12. Don't do anything. If you have like a family member that you haven't spoken to in a long time and like it's been like icky and like tumultuous, do not choose 7/12 to go try to talk to them for the first time, okay? Like, we'll talk more about that. July 15th, the sun is going to square Chiron, again, the wounded healer. We're going to have another opportunity for healing, challenging your self-acceptance and your growth, right? Mars is also going to conjunct Uranus that day, which is major change and innovation, okay? It's action, a spontaneous action like transit there, okay? July 20th, Mars is going to enter Gemini, which will bring it through, like Mars is like, sort of a fiery planet, okay? A war planet, kind of. So expression, communication, your desires, and understanding are all going to be highlighted from that. July 20th, I'm sorry, so that July 21st is the buck full moon in Capricorn. We got a lot of Capricorn going on, okay? Capricorns, you're probably feeling it. Cappy suns, like I said, I'm a Cappy moon, Cappy rising, Capricorn sun, Capricorn Saturn. Like, you gotta be like, I meant if your Capricorn is in the same house. So, Cappies, you're gonna be feeling this, all right? But we just had the last full moon was in Capricorn, the June full moon, and now the July one's gonna be in Capricorn again. Yeah. The June full moon in Capricorn with my Capricorn moon made me a psycho. Just like the that eclipse in October made me a little cry. This made me cry like that too. I don't even remember it. I literally don't even remember it. So July 21st, Mercury's going to square Uranus, which is all about communication again, but it's more of like being adaptable, being flexible, but you can also have something very surprising happen, very quick changes, okay? Shockingly quick changes. July 22nd is when Leo season begins, which is creativity, it's confidence, it's vitality, it's passion, it's fiery, it's expressive. The 22nd, the sun's also going to trine Neptune, which is connection, it's intuition. Neptune is the planet of intuition. Just like Pisces is the sign of intuition, it's governed by Neptune. But also spirituality and harmony too are highlighted during a sun trine Neptune. July 23rd, the sun is going to oppose Pluto, which is power, transformation, and it's going to be intense and very challenging. Okay, so 7/12, I want you to remember. 7/22, I want you to remember. They're going to be big. And the 23rd, 7/23, and July 2nd. July 25th, Mercury's going to enter Virgo, which is precision. It's very detailed. It's very analytical. It's very Virgo vibes. Like, Virgo's like everything in order. It's gonna have that vibe. And on the 26th, Chiron, our wounded healer, is going to retrograde. So any wounds you haven't healed between now and then are all coming back. They're all coming back to haunt you. Whether it's the actual residual wounds reopening or something coming into your life that triggers that same wound again, and you're going to go through it again. Let's not do that. Let's do our best to kind of heal through this before that happens, okay? So that's a bit of the exciting astrological forecasts coming up. I know it's tough. Don't get me wrong. I do. Now, if you have a birth chart, I want you to look and see if you have, or if you were born with any planets or any angles that are 19 degrees Gemini, okay? Or around 19 degrees Gemini. So I expect this to mostly be Geminis, Virgos, Sagittarius, Pisces, as well as Capricorns and Aquarians, because naturally you're already governed by Saturn. So Geminis, Virgos, Sages, you should have this placement. You probably will, but look at your charts, and you may have it and not be one of those. And then also Capricorn and Aquarius. I think that this is going to be the biggest for you. And you're going to have major karmic lessons. It's going to teach you about authority, responsibility. It's going to teach you about commitment. And like I said, it's really going to highlight the areas that we must get stronger and face challenges and develop discipline in the planet that is considered the Lord of time and karma. Okay? Cultivate your spiritual discipline. Make sure that you re-examine your priorities, re-examine your commitment to spirituality and your spiritual growth and your boundaries. And find structure amidst this time of great uncertainty and kind of chaos in a way. If you can find a place of structure in this, golden. If you can find structure in this, you can find structure in anything. Okay? So when Saturn and Neptune are both in retrograde together, Neptune will be at 29 degrees, so that's a 10-degree difference, but it'll be at 29 degrees at the sign of Pisces, which is going to exponentially increase this feeling of confusion, closure. It's going to facilitate the dissolution, the dissolving of your existing structures. If they're not stable, if they're not for your highest good, if they're not what's going to bring you like the closest to your true abundance, your dream life. We're going to see a lot of things dissolve within the next 30 days, even longer, but especially in the next 30 days. What do you need to let go of to make space for what is truly meant for you, and for what you want to manifest into form, what your soul aspires to create? Those things that were like, it's not perfect, but I make excuses for it all the time and hold on to it because I don't have a backup for it, because I don't want to be alone, because I don't want to be single, because I don't want to take a risk and go out and do a new career. You're no longer going to be able to hold on to those things. It is, the thing that's filling a need right now good enough for you? Or do you want the thing divinely meant for you? The thing that will bring you true happiness, fulfillment, abundance? Those are the questions you're going to have to ask yourself now. Again, Jenny ain't saying it's easy. She's not. Not saying it's easy. But I do want to highly encourage you to go for it. I do. All right. So if you've got a placement, a Saturn placement, or Capricorn, Aquarius, in your 12th house, the last house, this is, to me, I think it's the most intense and important house, but that's just my opinion, out of all of them. And it's your spiritual house. It's really the house of your soul's development, okay, and your journey. So with Pisces and Neptune being so closely related to the 12th house, and Saturn retrograding in Pisces, and just in general being in Pisces for such a long time, I mean, March 2023 through May 2025, for God's sake, over 2 years, the 12th house is going to be heavily highlighted. All right, Pisces and Neptune, like I said, are 12th house vibes, intuitive vibes, your connection to spirit and spirituality, and Saturn being retrograde in Pisces. So your subconscious, karma, your sense of a higher power, your connection to spirit is all going to really come up for you. For all of us, we're all going to be affected by this, but especially Capricorns, Aquarians, and people with this 12th house placement, okay? So here's what I want you to ask yourself, everybody. What is your path to spiritual enlightenment? What do you do to escape from reality and be real? Be real. You're going to have to be truthful. What is your sleep-like life? How well do you sleep? What's your sleep pattern? What are your dreams like when you are sleeping? And we all need to get really, really real with what it is we want to get out of this life. What truly are your goals? Is the relationship you're in that's super unfulfilling and doesn't have any equal give and take, or does not fulfill you emotionally, is that helping you to achieve your goals, your soul's purpose? Is the job that you're doing where you're underpaid, underappreciated, and doing mundane work from 9 to 5 in an office every day and not following your soul's true purpose going to progress you the way you want to progress? Is it going to bring you what you're looking for out of life? I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying to look at it and question it. Is that friendship where they always call you when they need something but are never there for you when you need them? Is that fulfilling enough for you? Is that good enough for you? Is that what you want? Is that the friendships you want? Because you can only get new and bring new, higher vibrational people, experiences, careers, life paths into your life by letting go of the lower vibrational things that just aren't suiting you or serving you anymore, aren't good enough for you. Okay? Am I getting preachy? I don't want to get preachy. Like, I'm trying to avoid preachy. Whether or not I'm accomplishing that remains to be seen. All right, let's take a little break and have a little fun now, because I just got like real serious. And then I will review some more houses specifically with you guys. Okay. But I know I put a video up the other day showing you my gorgeous new skull. He's like actually right back there. Right there. But there. My cool new skull, homie. I freaking love him. I'm obsessed. Maybe I'll bring him over in a minute. From this awesome new supplier that I started to see with my homegirl, Crystal Cyborg Shop, Ashley Boone. Shout out, girl. You're doing amazing. I wanted to show you some of the really cool stuff that I got while I was there, and see, you can kind of see what I have, some new merch that I have for you guys. So I did get a bunch of crystal skulls in different sizes, much more manageable sizes than the gigantic guy I bought. So there's like this guy right here, and there's this guy right here. So flipping cute. I just adore. I like the, dude. I don't know if this ring light is really like the best for highlighting how amazing these are, but I have selenite ones, which you all know I'm obsessed with selenite because of its amazing properties. I have quartz, like clear quartz ones. I have these awesome, like striated, look at these. These are actually a combo of different crystals. Some jasper in there. Freaking insane. I love you, buddy. Like, can you see the colorations and the striations in this? For the love of God. Okay, now it's starting to get a little bit more excited. Look at some of these, y'all. Look at these calcites. I can't stand it. They're incredible. This big guy, and he's a bit of a big boy. Not like big boy, like my big boy, but he's like, out of those, he's the heftiest. This is fucking, sorry, Mom. Not honey, it's caramel calcite. I could eat this like a caramel freaking apple. It just looks delicious. I'm in love with you, buddy. I really am. It's difficult. It's a good size too, y'all. It's a good size. These aren't like tiny. They're a great size crystal skull. All right, so I've got a bunch of those. This pretty baby too. I can't leave a little bumblebee guy out over here. Look at him. Christ, gives me like Roger vibes from fucking American Dad. I can't take it. Okay. Some of the prettiest carved hearts I've ever had. This is caramel also on one side, but look at the flipping pattern in this. Do you see that? What the hell? This was an amazing trip to this supplier, and we're gonna go back and buy a whole bunch more too. And that back, like, I mean, so these are a good size, like a true like palm-sized heartstone. Look at this guy. I just wanted to get the sticker off so you could see its striations, but it's got like an inventory number on it. And I don't want it to block your ability to see how flipping cool it is. I don't think I can get it off right now, y'all. Sorry. Look at this. God, the colors. So pretty. So it's still got a sticker on it, but look at this. I love it. And this is by far the nicest. Like, I don't even know that I can sell this, if I'm being honest, you guys. Look at this. Look at this. I'm not sure if it's picking it up, but these little spots, like right here, there's like druzy in there, you guys. Like, it glitters like a diamond. I'm not even kidding. But it's like a moss agate. I mean, what the hell? Which is one of the most desired popular stones right now. They're getting difficult to even get. Moss tree, like all of those. They're so popular right now. This is one of the prettiest crystals I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna have a really hard time selling that. A really hard time. And then I found these. You guys, what the hell? They're stunning. I just hope that this is like picking them up well. I can't deal with it. I know everybody wants like moss and tree agate, everything. They're so big right now. And you know, I love the shape. Obviously, it's the shape of the Great Pyramids for a spiritual reason, right? They're like generators and transmitters. They're so powerful, pyramids and points, but this one's got a lot more of the white striation in it. The other one is much more green. They're incredible. You guys, they're incredible, and they're so difficult to get right now because it's just they're just very popular stones because of their earthiness, but also like the transmuted, like you can see straight through this crystal. I don't know that it's going to show up like that for y'all, but you can legitimately see straight through this crystal. Whatever the heck is on my YouTube screen right now is definitely effing with the lighting, so let's get rid of that. Okay, look at that. I can't take it. They're so amazing. These are so beautiful. This is all druzied right here, like all of this. Look at that. It's all like shimmery diamond druzy inside. God, I'm obsessed. If you want one of these ones that I've shown tonight, claim it right away. I'm not going to have it. It's going to go. It's going to go in an instant. Okay. And then y'all know I have an owl thing. They're my spirit animal, but not just mine. There are lots of people's. Oh, wait. I got to show you this lot. Oh, my God. I don't think I could sell this either. Shit. Look at this heart. Look at the markings. It's like a literal tie-dyed, like, Grateful Dead bear freaking heart. It's rainbow obsidian and gold sheen all in one, and it's incredible, you guys. Like, if you could see this in person, like, you would be crying like I am. The markings on these, it literally looks tie-dyed. It's so beautiful. I only have one. I've only got one of these. Anyway, I was talking about my owl obsession, my spirit animal. I do have a really nice, like, hefty, this is, guys, weighty, is a really good size owl. It's actually much bigger than any of my crystal owls, to be honest. This is my biggest crystal owl right here. So yeah, this guy's a lot bigger than my biggest. So if anybody's into him, it's really beautifully carved. You can see like the detail in the face and all, and like his feathers, his wings, and then he's on this little, like, you know, standing on like a supposed limb, I guess. Okay, this is a type of soapstone. It's very pretty. It's really weighty too. Like this guy like is weighty. He could be like a paperweight. He's cute. So I have him available. And then I found effing ghosts. I'm a psychic medium witch. Like, what do you mean ghosts? So if you want a carved ghost, let me know. They're so cool. That's the back. They're so cool. Like, I can't. Like his little ghosty face. Stop it. Ridiculous. I'm obsessed. All right, you guys are probably all like, we love you, Danny, but you're a fucking wacko. You're probably right. You're probably right. Where do I go next? Nah, I'm gonna save that for last. I have some beautiful carved stars in different sizes and different striations and variations of color. They're really, really cute. They have a really good vibe on them too. I have Angelite moons. They're absolutely beautiful. Get one out of here because you can't see in this goddamn plastic. Can you open? Cool. Angelite is, the energy on Angelite is like literally a cloud. Like it's so light and airy, and it just makes you feel so close to like the angels and the heavens, and it's very, very healing. It's an amazing stone for grief. I used to make moon-shaped necklaces for people when they were grieving. I gave one to a very good friend of mine whose birthday is soon. She's a Cancer, now that I think about it. My good friend Katie had gone through a loss, and I had given her one. But they're beautiful stones in general just to look at, but great for heart healing of any kind, particularly, you know, if you are grieving for someone, or just a loss in your life in general, a pet, it could be anything like that, just a heavy heart, that grief feeling, you all know what I mean. And then I have some larger moons that have the actual carved faces in them, which I'm really into. I love that. I have a lot of my own like personal collection, but these Angelite ones are really beautiful. And they're super reasonable. The big one is $10. And the little guys are $8. And then some of them you'll see, I'm just trying not to take them all out of the packaging, but you see how this one has a lot more of the white striations in it. So you just let me know, like, you know, what do you like? And I can send you pictures of every one I have. Okay. The bigger skulls, like these guys. Right here. Okay. These guys are $20. They're pretty weighty. They're a pretty good size. This little guy right here, it's going to be like 15. Not like it's 15. Because I've only got this one incredible, I don't know how the hell I'm going to sell, caramel skull that is literally a caramel apple, and I just want to bite its head right now, but ow. This guy's 35, okay? And it's really going to be listed on my site for 40. It's not, this is not, you're not finding this everywhere. Even 35 and 40 are ridiculous prices for this. I'm going to regret that. I could sell this for a whole lot more. A lot more. But anyway, I love y'all. So first dibs. The hearts. This really beautiful caramel calcite mixed heart over here. That guy is 25. This guy with all those beautiful striations is 20. This one of a kind, and I do mean one of a kind jobby. I'm sorry, but it's too rare. It's too beautiful. It is too perfect with the druzy in it, and it's the most popular crystal around right now. So I gotta do this guy at 30. I'm sorry. I could honestly sell this for $50, but I love y'all. Again, the smaller, but also rare and just incredibly like marked obsidian, rainbow obsidian. This little rare gem with the tie-dye and the magic on it. God, it's amazing. I love you. This little guy's 15. Okay, the big towers, the pyramid guys. Okay, these are 40, whichever one you like better. $40, also a really good size. And I have one of these, okay? I literally don't own one this big myself, and I love the Merkaba. I'm obsessed with it. You all know I always have Metatron's cube hanging behind me. I have my own little Merkabas that are always around me, but I do not have one like this. This is gorgeous. It is a combination of stones, of crystals, which kind of makes it a whole lot more powerful. Not kind of, it does. And more rare. And it's so perfectly and beautifully carved, and just the vibes. Y'all, the vibes on this. I can't take it. Okay, I only have this one. And I will sell it, but it's going to really hurt. Okay. This is 55, okay? and it's going to be gone. So before I put it on the website, if you want it, I would highly suggest you grab it. It's that these are rare. What I found, and Ashley and I both found Crystal Cyborg. It's rare. It's great shit, you guys. Do you want to see my big skull again? You might have seen him before, but I'll show him again. Okay. God, it's so weighty. It's like really hard to lift it. It's so heavy. From the same supplier. God. Look at it. It is so big. Like, this is like the bigger sized of the little guys. Like, look at that. It's the size of an eyeball. And this is a good size. This is the bigger one. It's a good size. But yes, I'm very excited about this and adding it to the collection here at the Babe Cave. It's magical. God, the carving is so precise. Like this supplier's carvings skills are just out of this world, dude. Ayo, out of this world. Little alien cosmic humor. Oh, I haven't named him yet. I'm still waiting for y'all to help me with a name. What are we gonna name this magical skull creature? It needs a name. It's too fabulous to not be named. I love it. Can you tell? I really, really love it. Or that I'm lonely. I don't know. Maybe it's both. Okay. So let me know if you want anything. Make sure you comment right away and like hold and claim anything that you like. I will get more in from the supplier, of course, but it's very likely not going to be exactly the same as what I'm showing you tonight. It's just these things are too rare. They're way too rare. Okay, so what we were talking about, we were going to do a little deep dive into the houses, right? Okay. So, let's get down to business. I wonder why. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I just keep getting downloaded. Hold on. All right. This is a very specific message, and I don't normally do this, especially on a video like this. But somebody watching this, I can't believe I'm doing this. I need you to check your birth chart. If you don't know your birth chart, hit me up. I will do it for you. I will literally do it for you for free. That's how guided I am to say this right now, and I don't know why. But if you have an Aries Jupiter, no. If you are an Aries Sun and you have Saturn in your 7th house, I want you to let me know. An Aries Sun, so you're normal, like your sun sign, your zodiac sign is Aries, and you have Saturn in your 7th house. If you are an Aries and you don't know, hit me up. We'll look it up. I have this very specific message for someone. Sorry, I don't know. That doesn't normally happen. Whew. Okay. So, house 1, right? Your house 1 is all about your self-image, essentially, right? So it's your natural like disposition, okay? How you meet life, right? House 2 is materialistic, okay? It's like the house of like material things, your values, your money, your material possessions. It also governs like self-worth and awareness though too, which I think is big. Your house 3 is your rational mind, right? It's communication skills, it's networking, it's mentality, your early life, like childhood, like learning, early learning, your relationship with like siblings growing up, like stuff like that, okay? If you have a Saturn retrograde or Saturn in house 3 during retrograde, you need to do inner child work. No doubt about it. House 4 is like your culture, your family roots, your home life, your desires, your parents, you know, your relationship with your mother, you know, family, childhood home, that kind of stuff. That's your 4th house. House 5 is about sort of self-expression and your passions, your creativity, but it can also be more about like love affairs, taking risks, things like that. House 6 is your health and personal care house. But it's also like about establishing foundations too, which Saturn is asking you to do. So that if you have a house 6 Saturn, that's going to be big for you. Now, house 7 is profound relationships, your intimate partnerships, like your spouse, right? This is marriage. This is also known opponents. It's exploring things like yourself, um, mirroring one another, or exploring yourself through the mirror of someone else. Giving and receiving love, like it's a big one. House 7 is a very big one. So also going to be critical at this time if that's where your placement is. Okay, and your intimate relationships. House 8 is your karmic connections. It's like secrets. It's also sex and sexuality, more taboo topics, but it's also facing fears. It's death and rebirth. Like, it's a house of transformation too. So also a really big placement. All right. So keep an eye out for that if that's where you've got a, it's naturally Pluto ruled and naturally the home of Scorpio, but you may have a Saturn placement there. House 9 is like your life philosophies, your ethics, your spiritual growth, things like that. Okay, broader perspectives, higher education, things like that. Your house 10 is structure, discipline, your career, your public image, who you are out in the world, how the rest of the world perceives you, like your life mission, things like that, your position in society. House 11 is your house of friendships, like your humanitarianism, your goals and wishes for the future, your social, what's the word I'm looking for? Like stance or like where your place is in society. Okay, joining a team, things like that. And then we already talked a bit about house 12 and how big that is, your spiritual house, the subconscious. It's also the house of addiction, the house of service, like sacrificial service. It's a house of healing, transcendence. Okay, so that's what all of the houses mean. So take those meanings, right, and apply them to what I just taught you about Saturn. And that will give you guidance on where you're going to be the most affected by this retrograde and what you should be focusing on. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll give you something a little bit more documented, but it just would be the longest video ever to really dive into like a Saturn placement in every one of these houses. But, now that you know kind of what Saturn represents, particularly Saturn retrograde, and now I've given you that little bit of information on what each of the houses are, that should give you some pretty good guidance, right, on what this is going to be like for you. So if you have Saturn in house 6, you're going to have to really look at your health, at your personal care, your self-love, your work ethic, your daily life routines. You're going to really need to buckle down on establishing foundations and what you are in service to, spending your energy wisely. It's like double Saturn energy. You know what I mean? As a big one. Okay. So Spirit asked me to say that, when we're talking about health, we're talking about your physical body's health. And Spirit wants us to remember, as within, so without, right? As above, so below. As the body, so the soul. As within, so without. However you feel within is how you will live without. If you feel like a victim, you will live your outside life as a victim. You will always be a victim. You will always be in situations that create that energy for you. If you treat your inner body, your physical body, like shit, right, and don't take care of it, don't eat well or do any self-care or care for your body, your outward life will be sort of a mess too. It's going to reflect that. Okay, so it's energetically, but it's also literal and physical. All right, spend your energy wisely. Okay, spend it the way you would earn, spend your hard-earned money. Okay, there's not an endless supply, right? Like, you have to have enough self in your reservoir to prioritize what supports You need to be balanced. You need to feel healthy, right? Make a strong, stable foundation first, and then life will open up and expand for you because you're strong and stable. Okay? I hope this is all making sense. If you have questions still, please don't be afraid to comment and ask me. You guys know that I'd be really happy and more than happy to answer them for you. So let me know. But I think we've covered a lot, okay? The areas you got to get stronger, you guys. What needs your focus right now, okay? Let me know how you're doing. Happy Saturn retrograde. It's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. It's been rough. We've had a lot of really strong geomagnetic storms, solar flares, Saturn going into retrograde. We're about to go into a Neptune retrograde. I told you July 2nd. There's a lot of shit happening. So we'll be okay. I think I'll post a new meditation too that will help us. I'll do that for y'all. Okay? I love you guys. All my love and light. Thank you for your support. Please comment and let me know if you're interested in any of these crystals. Want to see them again? I'll send you personal videos or pictures or whatever, because the minute they get up on the site, they're going to be gone. All right. I do have a lot more stuff to post yet too, but not like these. These are the unique, really unique and harder to find things. So claim them while you can, and I will post up some other stuff. I still have some clear quartz spheres left, which y'all know I think is the most powerful crystal ball ever for scrying. This is my personal one I love. So let me know, okay? And if there's a certain crystal or carving or shape or something that you're looking for, also, please let me know. I will gladly get it for you, okay? I will gladly find that for you. So much love and light, my beautiful babes. Thank you so much for all of your support. Shout out to Crystal Cyborg. Girl, I hope you had a really great day today. I'm sorry I didn't make it. I have been getting my ass kicked. That's all. But, and Casey too. I hope you guys did great. Inner Casey and Crystal Cyborg Shop. So, love y'all. Thank you for your love and support. All my love and light, babes. Good night.